Pardon? Oh, they are? Wow.
I believe that we have quorum for today's meeting. Is that correct?
Yes.
Madam Chair, it is 4:05. You have quorum.
Thank you. I'd like to call to order the June 21st, 2021 regularly scheduled City of Oklahoma City Arts Commission meeting. Before the commission votes on each item, I will ask staff to provide details in each case. I will ask if the applicant has anything to add, and I will ask if any members of the public wish to speak. If you wish to address the Arts Commission, you will be recognized. You will go to the side podium one at a time and state your name and address for the record and begin your comments. Please limit those comments to no more than 3 minutes. We will now conduct roll call. So Mark, can you conduct roll call for us?
Commissioner Bailey,
Present.
Commissioner Kovash,
Present.
Commissioner Salyer, Commissioner Booker, Commissioner Booker, Commissioner Chambers,
Present.
Commissioner Cooper,
Present.
Commissioner Duong, Commissioner Duong, Commissioner Eichmann, Commissioner Eichmann, Commissioner Hill, Commissioner Loftus, Commissioner Moussant, Commissioner Ramirez, Commissioner Ramirez, Commissioner Seward,
Present.
Commissioner Smalling,
Present.
Commissioner Williams, Commissioner Williams. Madam Chair, that completes the roll call vote. You have quorum.
Thank you. Our first item is item number 2, approval of the meeting minutes from the May 17th, 2021 regular meeting. I hope everyone has read through the minutes, and if there are no corrections to be brought to our attention, I will entertain a motion in a second in Prime Gov.
Second.
I believe we're going to do it on screen today. So. We have a motion from Commissioner Chambers and a second from Commissioner Hill. We will now move to vote on this item. This item passes. Item number 3, items for discussion and action. Item 3A, Infinite Arches by Rachel Micah Weiss. 1% for Art for MAPS 3 Wellness Center, number 4. Address 13660 Southwestern Avenue, Ward 5. Randy, can you present this item?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I'm Randy Marks, Public Art Project Manager. It's good to see you all here in human space again for the first time in some time. The fourth and final MAPS 3 Senior Health and Wellness Center is expected to be under construction later this summer at 13660 Southwestern Avenue in a rapidly developing part of Oklahoma City. The site is a former farm with a large pond and mature trees. The area east of the center will become a city park later on, and it'll have trails, walking trails, running trails, etc., and other features that will effectively expand the usable space of the senior center. You'll notice in the rendering that there's a very large parking area, and it will serve both the center and the park. Membership growth at Wellness Center number 4 is expected to mimic the growth of the membership at Wellness number 1. And at number 1, they have been overflowing into church parking lots since just a few months into their opening. So something like that has been planned for here, the same volume, and so they're just building it into the site. So this is an area view of the site, and there you see approximately where it is. You can see the little pond there. This is a former farm that had a number of outbuildings on it, and yes. How do you get that to come up there? I think Mark's going to get you taken care of. Does anybody else need help in getting that pulled up? Okay.
With your toggle switches?
So the site is just a few blocks north of the Orr family farm, which is well known to generations of school children as a favorite field trip site. And Westmore High School is just about a half a mile, mostly to the north, a little bit to the west. And then the whole Early Wine Park Complex is about 3 miles to the northwest. So the site will be operated by the YMCA of Greater Oklahoma City. And of course, there's a YMCA at Early Wine. Both the senior center and that YMCA facility will be under the same overall manager. This is a floor plan showing all the various activity areas, including game room, swimming pool, gym, and so on. So starting some months ago, we had conversations with Councilman Greenwell and the design team of GSB, and also the operators, some individuals from the YMCA, and we talked about what would be the best art for the site, and we settled upon the location as being the fitness equipment room, which is surrounded at the top by a walking track, and that the best art would be suspended by the ceiling in this area so that it could be viewed from the walking running track and then also from below. So the total construction budget for the center is $11.6 million. The 1% for art was $103,000, which leaves an actual art award after we take out all the things we have to take out of $73,000. So you'll see that the construction start date said June 17th. That was aspirational. There was site clearing, but the official groundbreaking won't be until later on this summer. We anticipate that the City Council will hear this on August the 17th, pending your recommendation to the Council, and we assume that they will approve that. And if so, we will find out that early selection and approval of the art will allow for any structural changes to be made into the building in case something has to be changed to allow for the art. We don't expect that based upon the art that was chosen. Infinite Arches by Rachel Micah Weiss was selected from the 3 finalist works. It's constructed of dyed polyester yarn and stainless steel. The sculptural installation includes 6 discrete hanging elements whose color transitions from a deep gold to pale blue and back in each individual piece. The jurors specifically asked artists to design work that engaged viewers from both the floor and the track. And here we see somebody up on the track level, hopefully enjoying it more than what he seems to be right at that moment. All 3 of the works really address this issue very, very well. But Rachel's was determined to be the best one for this facility. And I want to note that although we have, in addition to this, we have 3 other ceiling suspended works in the city art collection. Each one of them is really unique, different materials, of course, different design. And this one will continue that pattern of being something that is unique and stands on its own. Rachel is established in her career, but still very early in her career, and we expect her to have a stronger national reputation than she even has right now. The work is vaguely related to an artist that we admire a lot who does work with fabric, massive hanging works but that artist doesn't even look at projects that are less than $1.5 million for starters. So obviously she wasn't going to look at this. We expect Rachel to be operating at that level within a few years. So I think this is going to be a significant addition to the city art collection. And as we look at this last slide, see, this person is far more happy, has been inspired from her work underneath this piece, and is happily leaving to go about her life. So the following is from Rachel's statement. Composed of hundreds of individually measured strands of gleaming polyester rope, my arches installations rely on the cooperative impact of many tiny parts to create a stunning immersive whole. Designed to reward circumnavigation, these upended architectural arches seem to glitter and shift as one moves around them. Translucent orbs of light that glow day and night, this suspended installation will bring a sense of sunlit wonder. The installation's constituent elements nest or crisscross underneath one another as they hover delicately encircled by the track. When viewed from below, the partially overlapping forms create complex grids, drawing viewers along the length of the work and enhancing the arch's interaction and unity. Designed to offer a multiplicity of views, the installation rewards those moving underneath and around it with tantalizing moire effect. As one moves past, the ropes appear to shift and vibrate across each curved surface. As participants traverse the artwork, its elements slowly transform from flat line to dimensional, curved arch, rewarding sustained engagement. Rachel operates out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She's already designated a local project manager, as was required in the RFQ. After she was selected, I talked to her about the possibility of doing as much of the fabrication in Oklahoma City as possible. I told her about about engineers and fabricators that could handle a lot of the work that she has to do. And she said that she was very open to that. There's one or two people that she has to work with just based upon experience, but she's open to as much fabrication being done locally as possible. We encourage all artists to do this because we want to see as much of the money stay local and circulate through the economy here as possible while getting the best possible piece, period, for the location. I'll be happy to take any questions.
Commissioner Kovash?
Randy, did the discussion of the effect that the fans would have on the pieces come up at all?
It did come up several times, and it was the fans, although they're huge, the volume, the way that they move the volume of air will only cause the pieces to vibrate a little bit, but they're not going to sway in the wind.
Commissioner Seward?
Yes, is there a cleaning protocol?
Is there a what? Oh, yes, there is. It was in her presentation. I don't remember it right now. I didn't review it right before I came, but it's a simple cleaning protocol that uses mostly just compressed air to blow dust off of them. The pieces themselves do not need to be taken down, do not need to be cleaned with any solvent or anything like that. 99% of everything that's going to happen is going to be dust settling down. That can be vacuumed off or blown off, one of the two, as needed.
I've seen some installations that have been up for a fairly long time that certainly could have used some sort of cleaning, and hence my question.
Over time, definitely, it's going to need something, but she has established a protocol for regular maintenance, and of course, this will be shared with the operator when they take over control of the building.
Very good, thank you.
Any other questions from commissioners?
I would make a motion that we recommend this to the city council.
Okay. These are going to be noted in PrimeGov. And then, any further discussion on this item? It looks like we're having a little bit of a tech issue.
I second.
Commissioner Kovash.
We can vote.
Okay, please vote on your screen. When that reveals itself.
Are you not seeing it? Madam Chair, I request a roll call vote.
Please proceed with that. Thank you.
Commissioner Bailey,
Yes.
Commissioner Kovash,
Yes.
Commissioner Salyer, Commissioner Chambers,
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper,
Yes.
Commissioner Eichmann, Commissioner Hill, Commissioner Loftus, Commissioner Moussant, Commissioner Seward,
Yes.
Commissioner Smalley.
Yes.
Madam Chair, that completes the roll call vote. The motion passes.
Thank you. We're going to move on to item 3B, assent by Don Narcomi, sculpture for Plaza District Association. Yes, Commissioner Cooper?
Excuse me, it looked like my vote, it had a blue line from it. It didn't show that I voted in favor of it.
So Mark will, since he took a roll call vote, he'll have to go in and repopulate those votes since we've already gone on to the next one. It just, the computer wasn't working at the same time all of you were.
Okay,
So
thank you.
he will go back in, and then next month too, that'll be part of the minutes that we'll want to make sure that you look at, make sure that we usually check that very carefully, but it's always helpful to have your check too.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you guys for your patience.
Yeah.
We're integrating the new system still. Item 3B, assent by Don Narcomi, sculpture for Plaza District Association at 1630 North Blackwelder Avenue in Ward 6. Robbie, would you present this item for us?
So you have seen this item before a couple of years ago, and this was a work that was commissioned by the Plaza District organization, and they did a GoFundMe campaign and commissioned a work from Don Narcomi, and it was originally on the west side of the street where there had been kind of like a snow cone area. There was a tree well with a dead tree a few years ago. By the time we got ready to go ahead and move this project forward, though, the tree started sprouting leaves, and miraculously, after a year of no leaves. And also the plan of the property owner changed. You know, previously the property owner thought this would be it was going to be on private property, even though it looked like a plaza, private property. But since that time, the property owner, who lives in Texas, now may have other plans, possibly for expansion, so didn't want to have a work of art on that property. So the association worked again to look for another site, and now they've selected this same site on the south side of 16th Street and then on the east. And it's in front of the Mule. And you can see where it says sculpture site there. It's a little black dot and an arrow. That's the site. Now, this will also have to go through the Urban Design Committee. So some of the things that you may worry about with site triangles and things like that, those will be the responsibility of the Urban Design Committee. What we're here to focus on today is the sculpture, its appropriateness for the site, and appropriateness for outdoor work site. So this is the sculpture that many of you will remember seeing. And it already has been through engineering. And so the applicant, Patrick Scrubel, is here today. And everything was completed and turned in by the time of the docket posting. And I'd love to know if you have any questions so that you can move forward on this item.
Commissioners, does anyone have any questions about this item?
No questions? I'm trying to get this to move back to PrimeGov.
Computer?
Yeah, it's not moving back.
I'm
There we
having-
go.
Okay.
Okay. Let's try one more time and see if the computer's on track this time.
Okay. I would open the floor for a motion.
And remember, you need to make your motions in PrimeGov or somebody will sneak in front of you.
I can't figure out how to get to the motion page to make a motion.
It should be in front of you right now. Commissioner Chambers made the motion with an M. I need someone to select S next to the
There.
name.
Okay.
For clarification, we cannot rush that pop-up screen. That's something that you have to open for us.
Yes. Are you not seeing it now?
We do now.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
when earlier there was a delay and then it showed after the motions were made. So there is just a slight time delay.
Like timing? All right.
Okay.
Okay, we have a motion from Commissioner Chambers and a second from Commissioner Cooper, and now we will move toward a vote in PrimeGov. And you should see a
have the
couple of
movers.
options pop up here shortly.
No one sees a voting screen?
No.
No.
Robbie, we're having technical difficulties here.
Okay, I think we need to probably go on to roll call vote then.
Okay, we will proceed with a roll call vote, and I think we go ahead and proceed with roll call votes and verbal motions
That's a
on the
great idea.
remainder of the items. Okay,
Thank you, Madam Chair. Commissioner Bailey,
yes.
Commissioner Kovash,
Yes.
Commissioner Salyer, Commissioner Chambers,
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper,
Yes.
Commissioner Hill, Commissioner Loftus, Commissioner Mosant, Commissioner Seward,
Yes.
Commissioner Smalling.
Yes.
Madam Chair, that completes the roll call vote. The motion passes.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
Moving on to item number 4. If you do see something on your screen, please disregard it because we've already done the roll call vote.
Mark, do you have the ability to switch it back to presentation because this button's not working? To the local PC? There you go, thank you.
Okay, all of these items on the consent docket are murals that we can vote on either together as a consent docket, or if any commissioner wishes to request that we discuss any one of them individually, we can also do that. Robbie, can you present these items for us?
Absolutely. So the first one is Summer of 66 by Nick Baer, and this is for the 39th Street District. You can see the mural site here at Barnes and 39th on the west wall. And here's the mural concept, 9 feet by 59 feet. Moving on to item B, this next mural was approved under a live painting event permit, so it could actually happen on Juneteenth because the wall of the building was already painted. And you can see here at Hood and Northeast 23rd on the west side of the building. And the artist proposed was Skip Hill, and I think he's almost through that, as I saw in social media this morning. And then This Land by Cheney Shores, and this is on West Britain. Here you can see it, Britain in Georgia. This is on the east walls. This is a former drive-through. And here's the design proposed. And the next one, Flow State. This one was also approved under an event permit, so he could Creed could get started last weekend. This is for a dispensary. And it's at Northwest 10th and MacArthur Boulevard. They're on the north side and on the west. It wraps around, and here's the design. And those are all the items on the consent docket.
Thank you, Robbie. Do any of the commissioners have any questions about these items?
Move approval.
Are there any members of the public that wish to speak for or against any of these items?
No conditions, yeah.
Okay. If not, I will entertain a motion. I believe Commissioner Cooper had a motion. Do we have a second? It looks like Commissioner Kovash has indicated in PrimeGov a second. Any further discussion? Let's proceed with a vote. Thank you. If you have a screen that has popped up, please use it to vote, but if not, we can do a roll call vote. Does everybody have a screen? No. Okay. Let's proceed with a roll call vote.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Commissioner Bailey,
Yes.
Commissioner Kovash,
Yes.
Commissioner Salyer, Commissioner Chambers,
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper,
Yes.
Commissioner Hill, Commissioner Loftus, Commissioner Mosant, Commissioner Seward,
Yes.
Commissioner Smalling.
Yes.
Madam Chair, that completes the roll call vote. The motion passes.
Thank you. We are now moving on to discussion action on reports from committees. Commission Advocate, Commissioner Salyer, do you have anything you would like to report?
Well, I really just wanted to talk about how many incredible things are going on this weekend in Oklahoma City. The arts are roaring back. So tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock, the Festival of the Arts opens on the grounds here of City Hall and outside the Civic Center. Runs through Sunday, 144 artists from around the country, food trucks, all the things we love, and socially distanced and spread out well. So everybody please pick a day or pick several days and come down to the festival. At the same time, the Frescoes of Pompeii is opening at the Oklahoma City Museum of Art. This is the only venue in North America that these pieces of art will be traveling. Most of them have never left Naples before, and they return via Switzerland, I think. But it's an incredible opportunity to see things that we've never had in Oklahoma City before. So that exhibit opens to the public on Saturday the 26th and runs through October, which will give you multiple chances to come visit. And then this weekend is also the Preta West art exhibit and sale at the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum. World-class sale of art of living contemporary Western artists. And it is currently on display. The actual sale is Saturday night, can be done in person or by proxy if anybody wanted to do so. So it's a week full of exciting opportunities, and those are just 3 visual arts moments for us to enjoy. And that's my report.
Thank you. Item 5B, Arts and Culture Building Trust Task Force. Commissioner Chambers, do you have anything to report on this?
We met again last week with another organization that is comparable or aspirational to what we're exploring for here in Oklahoma City. This time it was BARCO, or the Baltimore Arts Realty Corporation, or company rather. They have two institutions they've organized called OpenWorks and Motor House. I encourage you to check out their website. Again, we're referencing similar groups or organizations that could be models or something that we could put in place here. We had fantastic colleagues from that organization share their successes, their failures, what to expect, and they were an incredible resource. The committee as a whole, the Arts and Cultural Building Trust Task Force, is right on task to wrap up our work in July with a presentation for this body, I believe, in August. And would my co-chair have anything to add to that?
No, I think you covered it. Thank you. Commissioner Kovash?
Would it be appropriate to list that website that Brian referenced in the notes or the minutes so we could take a look at it? Thank you.
And just to say that out loud, it is BaltimoreArtRealty.com. BaltimoreArtSrealty.com.
The previous organization that we had present to us was Art Space. If you'd like to also look at that one, they did 2 wonderful presentations to the committee. So thank you for your report. Moving on to staff report. Robbie?
So I think we've been talking to the commission about that we're moving along in creating our art markers for education and engagement of the public, moving to QR codes, because in the last year, QR codes have kind of taken over menus and all kinds of things, so everybody knows how to use them now. And so as we've been completing big projects, the largest of the projects, the Will Rogers Airport, the Convention Center garage, we've been looking at a QR code, and at times where the QR code cannot be placed on the marker itself, it will be like a medallion that we'll add later. And we're sending all of these inquiries from your phone to what we have called a virtual exhibition page. And we're going to be monitoring how many people go to the page. The Public Information Office is going to help us do that. So I'll be working with Mark tomorrow morning. We're going to set up our first project on our virtual exhibition page. And we have a virtual exhibition catalog for the Convention Center parking garage that's really turned out beautifully. We patterned it after the Madison Square Park in New York after the Abigail DeVille exhibit. And they did some similar thing. And I really love the way the catalog turned out. And then we're also going to start right away on one for the Convention Center. And then we're working with Will Rogers Airport on starting theirs. So we're kind of building a different way of educating and engaging the public through these catalogs, especially for our larger projects. The other thing we're going to do in July is we're going to begin actual work with the Oklahoma City Zoo Trust for the first time. I think I mentioned before that we had our new contract, but we actually have a meeting set up in July to move forward with them on the Africa exhibit. And then they have a total of 4 projects they want us to work with them on right away. Work is proceeding through mid-July with Manuel Perez murals in the Whitewater facility. Those are projects that Randy is managing. And then also we're working with Bricktown developers right now on some murals to mitigate some of the graffiti along the lower canal. And that's another meeting set up for tomorrow about different directions to go and what those might cost and what help they might need. And then also, we're about wrapped up on processing our Oklahoma Humanities grant to accept it. It takes a little bit of time on something new, and then we'll begin work on that right away for the indigenous perspective on the Land Run Monument. So commissioners, do you have any questions about any of the other work we're doing and anything you've seen in the news lately? Okay. Thank you.
That is a good list of items to be doing over the next few weeks. Commissioners, are there any comments today from commission members? Hearing none, members of the public, is there anyone here that would like to comment? Hearing none, I would remind everybody that our next regularly scheduled meeting is July 19th, and it will be in the City Council chambers at 4 o'clock. And we are adjourned.
And commissioners, if you could stay in your seat for just a minute, I want to go up and see about some toggling things with you, just to make sure everyone understands how that works, because not everyone, I don't think, in this room has received a training on this at all. Or at least if you did, it's been a long time since you've tried